Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments, and help you with your HUT lineup decisions. If you want your question answered, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel with notifications on so you get your question answered or question asked in this video. If I don't get to your question, be sure to come check me out on Twitch. I go live every single day around 2 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/nosleeves12. However, I will be away this weekend in New York for the Stadium Series event. Check out my vlog on the All-Star event. There will be one coming for this weekend as well. So let's start first with Creamy Wheat. Says free Svechnikov to replace 88 All-Star Game Larkin on the second line right wing, or free McCabe to replace MAP Hedman. Why can't I think of what MAP Hedman is? On first defensive pair. Ooh, both are substantial upgrades. I would go with McCabe. What Hedman is that? Are you talking about the Nations of Hockey? Is that what it was? Cole Flynn says, hey, Slaves, wondering on some line advice. First is Mac Arnott and McDavid, then Barzal, star of the month Matthews. But I also have 66 X Factor, Jack Hughes, and team of the week Chuck. So I'm wondering who I should have on the second line forward. If I should try and move 66 and Hughes up from the third line, but also going for team builder Nash. P.S. My girlfriend loved the advice about taking a break from the game. Love to hear that. Well, your first line is correct. That's like my first line, and in my opinion, I think it's the best first line that you could have. Barzal, 99, and then star of the month, Matthews. So I actually wonder if you went Jack Hughes instead of Matthews on the wing, and then put Matthews as your third line center and move Mario over to wing. That's probably what I would do. And then Nash, honestly, is your second line left-handed winger. What's up, Sleeves? I personally love the different sleeve questions in the Who Should You Choose series, as I've watched every episode for about 3 years. For those of you complaining about Sleeves branching off to other topics that stops him from getting your lineup questions, I have a simple solution. Turn on your notifications. It takes literally 5 seconds to get down a blank comment, and come back and edit it. Keep up the good work, banger content, and when in doubt, Austin 316 it out. I appreciate that. I actually been thinking a lot about this, as I don't mean to go on a rant here, but I should probably just make a Who Should You Choose videos where I drop a couple times a week, and then another one where it's just like rants of random questions that has nothing to do with actual like HUT cards, like Who Should You Choose, where you just ask me questions about the game or hockey or whatever, and I just go on that because I enjoy it so much. So I don't know. I've traveled so much over the next month or two, so I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to that a little bit later on. Hey, Slaves, what are your thoughts on shootouts? They have been one of the most frustrating things this year. Love the vids. God, I remember back when I was in high school that when the shootout came in, it was awesome. And I think that was due to like the Olympics was really the only time we saw shootouts. But other than that, like there's fatigue. And I understand the need to finish a game because you have TV deals and things like that. And it can't. But the more and more I think about it, like these programs are all on like, while they're on national television, they're also all on apps. Like, for example, on Sportsnet. Like, I have the Sportsnet Live app. If you're in the States, you got ESPN Plus and things like that. It's not like cable. Once cable goes away, I really don't think it matters because it's like you know, I would love that. But in the video game, God, there should be a dedicated shootout mode. And then in Rivals, the Rivals should be a 5-minute overtime. Like, just 5-minute 3-on-3. It should try and end it in overtime. Like, if you had a full 5-minute period, or sorry, like however long an actual period is in the game, I think it's like 3 minutes for burst or whatever. Make it that. The problem is with burst, overtime, you drop the puck and it's basically the last 30 seconds already, and then it goes to a shootout. The shootout is a mess this year because everything on the back end just goes in. Hey, Slaves, I feel like they picked the wrong the wrong women X Factors, like Toko has yet to receive an upgrade. The problem with the 3-day content creation, the 3-day content release, is that they don't have as many cards that they release in a week. So when it was 5 days, they just were so many cards just all the time, and a lot of them didn't matter, but it did allow them to get to some other players. Hey, Slaves, McDavid stopped serving up apples on the wings yet? I'm afraid to look. He is just like, we are witnessing Wayne Gretzky. Like, our version. Like, it's when Crosby came, he was like the next one and all of that, and he has been one of the best ever. But McDavid, we are legitimately seeing our version of Wayne Gretzky. Like, it's nuts. Yo, Sleeps, hope all is well. It is, man. It is. It is. Got a lot of traveling coming, but the flat in New York. Hey, Slaves, I'm having a tough time getting shots off in Rivals and Hut Champs. Team Builder Madonna makes the most of the ones I do, but oftentimes I simply can't get enough shots to stay in the game and win. And instead, I either get it stolen or my players get bodied, even if they have a good endurance hitting any suggestions. Also, I hover back and forth between Div 4 and 5 in Rivals, if that helps. It's funny because, like, this year with Total Control, slap shots, like, don't ever work for me. So, like, I very rarely do I take a slap shot because, like, most of the time it doesn't register the pullback. When it comes to like shots on goal, I would not be trying to take slap shots or one-timers. Like I said, they do not operate the way they're intended with the controller scheme. So flicking up with Make It Snappy might help you because that's a snapshot, and it might help if you have Make It Snappy on your players. Between 3.0 Eichel and Power Up Eichel and Lemieux, who's second line right wing? And who's the third line center? Thanks for all you do for the community. Your videos definitely helped me go from a Div 3 player, from a D3 to a D3 player this year. Love coffee and shell also. I hope. I don't know if you meant to say like a D2 player, but anyways, I wouldn't play your players on the strong side. So right-handed players on the left wing, left-handed players on the right wing. So I wouldn't play either on the right wing. But I would. Eichel is a better centerman, and Lemieux is a better winger. Love the content. First year back since NHL 20. The vids help me understand MSP market and event. Thanks. I got lucky and packed X Factor Makar today in Rivals. There's also one listed for sale for $400K. Do I sell Makar or start saving up Power Up Collectibles out of the roster? Top two lines are mostly 93 plus Team of the Year and Icons. Plus 90 Weber Hutverse. On center, top four are Salo, Lidstrom, Hedman, and Hutverse Ovi. Salo is my only 93 team builder. If I sell Makar, how much? And what do I do to buy? I would upgrade Makar's X Factor. Like, he is, in my opinion, one of the best cards that you can get for defense. Still, because of his skating, and he is guaranteed a 99 when we get to like May. So I would upgrade him. Hey, Slaves, first off, I wanted to know who I should take between McCabe or Sergachev and Caulfield. Well, the answer is McCabe or Sergachev over Caulfield. I already have Svetch and Eichel 93 and Power Up Collectibles for only one more. Caulfield is from my favorite. Okay. Caulfield is from my favorite team. Yes, then it's Caulfield. And we rarely get good Montreal Canadiens cards. On the other hand, my left-handed defense really sucks. I'm free to play, and I don't have many great cards. No team builders nor high-end MSPs because I started at Christmas. My top line left-handed defenseman is 87 Lozon game day card. Okay, for your team, it's definitely McCabe. But because Caulfield is your favorite player or favorite team, please get him. If I see that you can't get more than 9 wins in champs, that's fine. I would also make the Ryan McDonough card that just came out. If I have 1.5 million in coins from selling everything, Team of the Year Allmark poll included, and a pretty good untradeable team, is there any option I can sell the coins for money or gift card at someone that is legit? No, you will get banned eventually, and it's not worth it. Don't do that. Yo, Slaves, I don't have much time every week to grind all my rewards from Rivals and Champs and Squad Battles. Which mode do you think gives the best value if I could only lock in on one? Right now, my forwards are stacked. I'm lacking on the defensive side, specifically right-handed defensemen. For guys like me that can't play every day, what mode do you think I should focus on if I can only choose only one? And for my defense, do you think Team Builders is the move? Or should I just try and get coins to buy more players? Like, that Pietrangelo captain card is incredible for under 200K. But when it comes to, I would save for your team builders slowly. I would, like, the best bang for your buck is Hut Champs because you have Wednesday to Sunday, 20 games, and if you get, 10 or 11 wins, you've got, a bunch of packs that are tradable. But one thing that I will mention is that squad battles, if it isn't insanely boring to you, you can pause. So, like, you don't have to sit down and rattle off like a bunch of games, right? That you can pause it and chill. So it's going to depend on that. Bro, EA literally needs to hire you. Some of the best ideas for the game have come out of your mouth, and if you got someone who actually plays and understands the game, it would improve drastically. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the likes on this comment. But guys, I'm not a coder. Like, things that I try when it comes to my ideas and things like that, what you guys don't hear is, like, I know the technological and development resources it would require to implement some of the ideas that I have. It's great to say, do this, do that. They have basically 12 weeks out of the year to implement new stuff into the game before they immediately have to go into alpha and testing and all of that. So, like the squad battles one, I don't know how much of an overhaul that would take, like, for example, but like small things like leaderboards being back in the game to give a little bit more meaning to games, changing up the reward structure for rivals so it isn't a percentage of the player base in terms of where you land. It should be you get 36 wins or 35 wins in rivals in a week, or even 30, you should get ultimate. Like, that's hard to do. Need a new D-man on the left side. Love gold heat seekers, so I have 90 Headman there. Thinking about Chara because I like to have fun. I'm Div 2, prefer to score fun goals. Love the content. Chara would be the utmost fun. Hey, Slaves, what do you think about next year revamping the hut challenges by allowing you to lower the difficulty on challenges when you trade, where the trade-off for doing that is a loss of rewards, i.e. the Barzal challenges? You could lower the difficulty. Instead of getting 8 collectibles per star, you get 2 less per difficulty. I don't know, just an idea. Here's the thing. I think that the Barzal and stuff challenges are extremely difficult for the casual player. However, I'm okay with it being so difficult because the card you get is of substantial value. It's one of the best in the game, much like Natchez was at the time, and even Giroud when his card came out, right? So while you can't get it for free, if you can't do some of them, there's still, you can do the easier ones and then cheapen the cost for it. Now, that being said, they should increase the rewards and make live moments actually utilized more, to make it a little bit more fun. It just, like, I would love to see, like, a path where, let's say, a 93 team builder or a 93 event card comes out. Let's use Jack Eichel, okay? I would love to see live moments where it's like, there's 5 live moments per master set player, and it's like, if you complete the first one, you get his 84 overall card, okay? You get his 84. If you complete the second one, you get it upgraded to 85 and so forth. And then let's say after 5, you get him to 90 or 89, and then that's like a nice, like, cheap way, and all of the moments matter, like, they make sense. Hey, Slaves, I love your idea for squad battles, and I think a video outlining your idea in detail would be great. Question: why, when I use button passing, does the puck not go to the player for the button I pressed? For example, I have a player on the left side, I press A, but I'm skating up the ice on my left with my left stick upward. The puck will routinely pass even though I press A for the guy on my left. Why? I think that it's his first year of it, and I think that it is going to take some ironing out, much like a lot of the things that happen in the NHL video game in the first year of them being in the game. I would love to see, that fixed. I would love to see button player selecting. I think that's going to be a bigger impact to the game, in my opinion. New Guitar says, I have both the PS5 and Xbox Series X. After testing both for solid 2 weeks, when I first bought them, I've regularly used the Series X, and during my last year, I've actually only turned on my PS5 twice and only do software updates. My point being, the Xbox Series X far surpasses the PS5. I don't know if I'll buy the next PlayStation, which is a sad thing to think about since I have so many great memories of the games that I had played on PlayStation 1 and 2. Now it's just a very expensive ornament on my TV stand. Well, in most cases, you don't need both consoles. Like, actually, Xbox all but ended console exclusives. There was an announcement that they will really not do console exclusives anymore, probably because Microsoft owns Activision now, and they don't need console exclusives to make money on the console. I think that I have been I talked about this quite a bit, and on Twitter I got a lot of flack for it. Because I think there's still people that are just so like, it's consoles like religion and politics. Like, you can't choose either one. You have to choose either one. You can't be in the middle. As someone who does this like as a job, as a career, right? The PlayStation 5, I have had nothing but issues with. And now I know that there are people out there that have not had issues. The issue is what I've been experiencing. So at launch of the game for the first year and a half, while directly connected, my Ethernet port would disconnect randomly. I lost so many games in NHL 22 and 23 because of that. And I looked online, and there was thousands of people having the same issue as me. It wasn't until someone said go buy a gold-plated Ethernet cord, which I did for like $50. I bought like a good one, and it finally stopped the issue. Right. On top of that, the controller, man. If you have your controller unplugged, not just in NHL, but other video games, there is a delay, and it's worse in NHL than any other video game that I've played. But that still shouldn't be the case. It wasn't on PlayStation 4. I don't know what happened. I've had to replace a controller every single month until I got the Elite, which seems to be holding up. And I know that I play more than the regular person, but again, it shouldn't be the case that I'm on my 15th controller. I think that the UI didn't really improve at all. In fact, I dislike it than what the PS4's was like. And they really haven't come out with a game where I'm like, wow, thank God I have the PS5. It just then you go on top of that NHL. NHL experiences latency on PlayStation 5 at such an extreme level that I don't understand how or why when you compare it to Xbox. And it just is what it is, right? Like, I love Sony. I hated the Xbox One. I think the Xbox One was one of the worst consoles ever. But the Series X is essentially the Xbox One, only figured out. And I think that going forward, I will be using the Xbox Series X starting next year, especially for HUT. And again, I get that there's people out there that don't have any issues with PS5. And that's good. I'm glad that you haven't. But there are thousands of people that have had the same issues that I have. And when you pay $500 for a console, it should just work the way that it is intended, right? So that's my big issue with it. So need some advice for my D-man. I have Star of the Month. Did the Star of the Month pack and got the 92 Riley. Now I have a coin, 89 Hedman, Makar, and Riley is my top 4. One more 87 away from another 90 team builder. Should I make Robinson to play offhand with Hedman or Salo, even though he is worse already? I would... Oh, Riley is a lefty. A coin, Hedman, Makar. Okay, wait. What you should do is make Robinson Hedman's number 2, Riley's number 3, or flip them if you want. And then a coin is right-handed with Makar. That's how you should do that for sure. Hey, Slaves, do you think it's feasible to work on your fourth line all high defensive abilities? Your fourth line shouldn't have any abilities activated. The only one that I could justify is Silver Quick Draw on your centerman because it's cheap and it gives you the ability to have a 99 draw player with Silver Quick Draw that will win you any faceoff that you need. So that is the only one. And even then, I wouldn't really recommend it. That is going to do it for this episode of Who Should You Choose? The next one won't happen until Monday, maybe Tuesday, because I am traveling to New York for the Stadium Series. Again, I will have that vlog, or I will be doing a vlog for that. And to make sure you check out my All-Star Weekend vlog as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.